tail of the tape for this catch-weight fight. Silva 35, Franklin 37. 2 inches taller is Rich Ace Franklin. He weighed in at 190, Vanderlei at 188. Franklin will have a slight reach advantage. With the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Mark Millett, Howard Hughes, and Chris Watts. When the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki. And now, Senhoras y Senores do Brasil and UFC fans watching around the world, it's time! 5 rounds in a 190-pound catchweight bout. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record, 28 wins, 6 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 190 pounds. Fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC middleweight champion, Rich Ace Franklin! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer, holding a professional record, 34 wins, 11 losses, 1 draw, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 188 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, by way of Curitiba, Brazil, he is the former Pride middleweight champion, the Axe Murderer, Vanderlei Silva!
I want you guys to do a clean fight, follow my orders at all times, defend yourself at all times. Vanderlei, eu quero que você faça luta limpa, siga as regras, toca as luvas, touch gloves. Vamos pra luta.
Set to go again, Vanderlei Silva and Rich Franklin. The kid from the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio, set to battle with the young man born and raised in Curitiba, Brazil. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds, and here we go! Pink trunks for the southpaw Franklin, black trunks for Silva. Now, early in the first matchup, Franklin was very technical and very effective. And then Rich was able to weather a late storm by Vanderlei.
Rich Franklin throws a very powerful left kick to the body from that southpaw stance. He will also throw it to the inside leg, but he probably won't try that right away because he's going to want to get his timing down first and be very wary of that right-hand counter of Vanderlei. And Vanderlei throws the first kick.
Neither man has been submitted in their MMA career. In fact, nobody has even attempted a submission in the UFC against Vanderlei. Both men very good on the ground. Big right hand by Vanderlei. Rich went for that kick you talked about. Vanderlei was able to deliver a right to his chin.
Well, Vanderlei knows that Rich throws that kick, and he will try to counter it. I mean, that's what he did when he fought Keith Jardine. Waited for the kick, caught him with a big punch, and put him away. There's the inside leg kick.
Vanderlei, in his most recent win over Kung Lee, took some punishment early, but then went into that berserker mode and scored an ultra-impressive win.
That was a good straight left by Rich. Rich is finding that opening right down the pipe, and there it is again.
And again, in a fight of the night performance.
Vanderlei's backing up.
Franklin fighting for the first time in over 500 days. He was set to fight 2 weeks from tonight. Inside leg kick again. He's got to watch that counter from Vanderlei, though.
Nice straight right jab by Rich.
Franklin with the lead right hook. Rich has always been an outstanding game planner. And not just having the game plan, but sticking to his game plan.
Very disciplined guy.
Caught the kick.
Caught the kick and ate a couple of punches.
Rich tries to go low-high. Midway point of the first of a potential 5-minute rounds. From a guy who used to train in a shed in his backyard that held lawnmower equipment in Cincinnati, to a UFC champion, and again fighting one of the greatest in the world here tonight. What a great story Rich Franklin has been.
He caught him, he clipped him. For a long time, Rich was self-taught before he ever really.
He and Josh Rafferty from the first season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
And again, the combination works.
Oh, he caught
him again
caught
and
him
again.
Again with the right.
Rich's combinations are sharp here early. And he's getting confident. Finishes with the kick.
Left kick to the body that we talked about.
And we spent a few years going up and back from Seattle to train with Matt Hume, and that really helped to advance his game. But he's held strong to his roots in Cincinnati.
I think if he had done that earlier in his career, it could have even improved even more. You know, it's just it's so hard for him. All of his roots are in Cincinnati, and it's really difficult for fighters to pack up and move to another place for a couple of months.
Close range, he uses the kick.
But considering that, you know, those were the times where, Matt Hughes has a top-level camp, one of the few times where he did that, it's amazing how far he got.
Under a minute on the clock here in the first. It's very much like the first fight here so far, Joe. The technical striking.
Oh, head kick!
Got caught. The technical striking of Franklin has been good.
Stiff jab by Rich.
But Vanderlei has gotten a couple of big shots in, a right hand and then the head kick.
And he threw it again.
You can tell Vanderlei respects the technique of Franklin. And again, they exchange with 20 on the clock in the first. Three-time fight of the night winner, one-time knockout of the night winner, Silva. Final seconds, the head kick by Franklin.
And remember, this is a 5-round fight.
Yep. Good first round turned in by the former champions.
Breathe. You did very good first round. Now you got to go in a little bit more. You did very well in the first round. Now I want you to move forward a little bit in the second round. You did very well. And now we're going to do a little bit more in the second. Throw some straight punches.
Rob Radford, the longtime boxing coach of Rich.
Stay sharp. Don't get greedy, okay? Yes, sir. Be smart. Yes, sir.
'Silva set to start round 2. 25 finishes.
You ready? Let's go. Come on.
28 wins for Franklin, so he finishes with really almost a higher percentage rate of Vanderlei, who has 34 career victories. 23 of those have been finishes by TKO or KO. He's had a submission or two thrown in there as well. '19th career UFC fight for Franklin, the 11th for Vanderlei.
Vanderlei is pulled back like a spring and waiting to counter. Oh, he hurt himself. He hurt his foot.
That was the slap, the foot on the knee of Franklin.
Yeah, and he immediately stumbled back on it. Let's see if it swells up on him. But if it takes away that weapon...
You can break your foot on your opponent's kneecap.
Oh, easily. It happens all the time.
Did he hurt it or just come back on it awkwardly? We'll keep an eye on it. Throws another kick, though.
It could have very well been that he came back on it awkwardly.
There's the front kick again. Just kind of stumbled in bringing that foot back into place.
It could be. We'll take a look at it. Rich caught him with a big right hand, though.
And there's the kick to the body by Franklin. Well, the one thing Rich does know from their first fight is he can go toe-to-toe with Vanderlei Silva. He has proven it. He wants to prove it again. He pushes forward. And the counter by Vanderlei Silva. Franklin so far with the advantage in significant strikes landed.
Well, Rich is doing a good job of moving in and moving back.
To the body again.
Good combination by Franklin. And a good right hook past the defense.
If you would have told Rich Franklin years ago when he started training in Cincinnati that you would beat Vanderlei Silva once, maybe twice, I wonder what he would have said years ago.
Well, Vanderlei Silva wasn't famous back then, so I don't really think it mattered. He would have been like, who?
Yeah, he knows now. Vanderlei Silva, 34 wins, Joe. 28 career wins
There's
for
that
Rich
head
Franklin.
kick by Rich again.
To the body, countered with the right.
One thing about Vanderlei is almost all of his punches they come in a circular fashion. I mean, they have tremendous amount of power.
That's a perfect example right there,
Yeah.
Joe, in that combination.
They're all like wild winging arm punches. They're very different than the punches you would see like a really high-level boxer throw. They're very effective, but the technique is quite different. And sometimes that shortens the distance that he can cover as he throws them.
When Franklin got the call to replace Vitor Belfort, he was actually in Singapore training specifically with Sanshao guys and Wushu guys for his fight with Kung Lee.
Oh, he got clipped.
And came into Cincinnati immediately for the last 2.5 weeks of his training camp for tonight's battle.
Vanderlei caught him with a right hand there, but Rich is he's fine.
Both guys have demonstrated unbelievable durability during their careers.
Vanderlei caught him with that one. He caught him on the end of that one.
Under a minute on the clock here in the second. Silva pushing forward.
There's the windmill. There's the knees.
And again he connects. Vanderlei looking to move inside. Rich throws him aside. Silva looking for the finish. Trying to finish Franklin here. Vanderlei Silva looking for the win.
Rich is in all sorts of trouble.
30 seconds on the clock.
Rich is going for a takedown.
Franklin trying to survive. 20 seconds in the round. Mario Yamasaki on top of the action.
Rich is trying to move and cover up, but he's obviously hurt.
Franklin still looking to survive.
He's got to hang in there just a few more seconds.
He may make it. He just made it. Rich Franklin survives the onslaught of Vanderlei Silva. Wow!
Rich Franklin talked about fighting Vanderlei, that it was like fighting a tornado. Well, he just got hit by a flying cow. And there it is. He clipped him with that one on the end of the punch. And that was the big left hook that hurt him. And there's a right hand. And there's a knee. And that's the one that dropped him. Swarms all over him. One more look at that right hand. Very close to stopping the fight right
a
there.
millisecond away from being stopped.
And let's see how much Rich has recovered.
I'll tell you what, he just reminded all of us why he was a champion for a couple of years in the UFC middleweight division. Rich Franklin is a gamer.
Very durable. But man, that was close. That was close. And Vanderlei knows it was close, and he knows that he's got a wounded fighter in front of him.
And this time it happens in the second round.
Yeah, so now it's all about waiting for the next opportunity to do that again. Vanderlei has a welt on the right side of his body from that body kick by Rich.
And Rich throws a kick again. The conditioning of Franklin has always been off the charts. Thus, his ability to recover is as good as any.
Well, yeah, he's very disciplined, and his conditioning routine that they showed on the countdown shows really opened up a lot of fighters' eyes to what is required of a real championship level fighter.
I remember watching videos of him working nonstop in the gym on his strength and conditioning for a full hour nonstop, not one rest.
Not just that, but the way he measures his food, and he's very disciplined in all aspects of his training.
As is Vanderlei Silva. He has always prided himself in his conditioning, trained with the mask on a lot.
I don't think that mask is legit.
It is to Vanderlei.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hard training pays off, but there's a lot of bunk science behind that.
Yeah, he
plugging your nose stuff.
Yeah, he thinks it plugs the nose and makes him work on an emptier tank.
I'm no scientist, but from what I've read, it actually might hurt you, because if you breathe more air, you can work harder and push your conditioning more. But I don't know. I'm an idiot. What do I know?
And I'm not the one to want to argue with Vanderlei about it.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yes, it does.
Running upstairs with a snorkel on. Looks pretty badass.
We have seen both of them just demonstrate what it takes to be a champion
There's
in
that
this
body
sport.
kick again.
And Franklin seems recovered now, Joe, and Vanderlei really hasn't attacked yet here in the third.
Yeah, but again, he's like a spring.
Yeah.
He's always ready.
Well, there's a handful of fighters that we have talked about over the years that are never out of a fight until it's over, and Vanderlei Silva is one of those men.
As is Rich Franklin.
Yep.
He had his arm broken in the Chuck Liddell fight and caught Chuck with a right hand and knocked him out, and then punched him with his broken arm.
In what was the final fight of the Hall of Famer's career. Lead right hook.
There's a
Franklin
head
looked
kick.
for the head kick. The first fight was 3 rounds. This one is scheduled for 5 rounds. A catch weight of 190. Silva was a millisecond away from evening the score late in the second round. And Rich did a good job of continuing to move, Joe, to demonstrate to Mario Yamasaki that he was trying to intelligently defend himself.
I think when you knock a guy out, it's better than evening the score.
Yeah.
When a guy beats you by decision, then you knock him out, you got him.
Fair enough.
Especially if you do it second and he beats you first.
Right.
Vanderlei is surprisingly relaxed in this round and not nearly as aggressive. Good combination right there. Solid jab by Vanderlei. There's that body kick again by Rich.
Does that make you think, Joe, that he's letting Rich Franklin off the hook a bit?
I don't know. I mean, he could have burned himself out in that round.
That's what I was starting to
That's the thing about going for the knockout. Chael Sonnen was on my podcast recently. He said something that is quoted in boxing. When you go for the knockout, if you don't get it, you probably won't win a decision. And Rich takes him down.
Now keep in mind, no one has attempted a submission in the UFC against Vanderlei. He's never been submitted in his career. Franklin, very underrated on the ground. His many years with his good friend, probably his best friend, George Gurgel in Cincinnati.
Rich is all over him here, on top.
And some elbows thrown by Franklin.
Massive amounts of scar tissue all over the eyes of Vanderlei Silva, and Rich is trying to cut that open.
Franklin
Big elbows by
finishes
Rich.
this third round on
Mount.
top. After nearly being finished in the second, Franklin pours it on at the end of the third.
Vanderlei might have gassed himself out in that round, Mike. He might have gassed himself out trying to finish Rich because he did not look the same in that round. Strangely passive in that round. It also could be that he took the round off because he knows that this is a 5-round fight, and he was very tired from that second round. We know he's supremely conditioned. So hopefully for him, it's just he needed a round off.
You're doing good. This is our round now, Vanderlei. You're back. Let's go.
All right, let's take a look at that. There's a straight left, clean straight left. Goes behind, gets the trip, outside trip, moved in to half guard, dropped some big elbows down on him. Big ground and pound by Rich Franklin to end that round.
Here we go. You ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Come on.
We begin the championship rounds in this 5-round main event. Non-title fight, but scheduled for 5 as our main event. The total strikes after 3 rounds, Joe, identical. 79-79.
Wow.
Significant strikes, 73-75 advantage Franklin. This is such a close fight. Many more ground strikes thrown by Vanderlei. Kicks about the same. Vanderlei's corner saying, all right, you're back. This is your round. Right hand. "37-year-old Rich Franklin against Vanderlei Silva, who will turn 36 on July 3rd. Amazingly, he went unbeaten in 18 fights from 2000 to 2004 during his days in Pride as the Pride middleweight champion.
And what a glorious run that was.
Pride records of 22 wins, 15 knockouts in the aforementioned winning streak.
But that style was very costly. I mean, Vanderlei had to have reconstructive face surgery because his nose was so smashed in, he couldn't breathe out of it, and the scar tissue over his eyes was so heavy that his eyes were constantly swelling and he would get cut very easily. And that was because of that wild, reckless style, but it made it so exciting to watch his fights.
For Franklin, he has had 10 fights against men who have been UFC or Pride champions. This is the second one with Vanderlei Silva, so make it 11 now, and the second with Vanderlei. Griffin, Henderson, Belfort, Liddell.
Rich is throwing a lot of jabs, Mike, and he keeps picking that left heel up off the ground, which leads me to believe that he's looking to power that left kick in again. Rich always moves on his toes, not a flat-footed fighter, but it looks to me like he's had some, good fade, not very nice right hook there, stepped in.
Very comfortable in throwing that, and highly effective. Midway point of the fourth.
Well, I think he's realized that Vanderlei has slowed down quite a bit, and it could very well be because of that barrage at the end of the second round.
Which would be somewhat uncharacteristic for Vanderlei, speaking of his conditioning in the past.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. And you have a wild sprint like that. A wild sprint like that just costs you. You know, the truth is that human beings are not meant to fight for 25 minutes.
Right.
And fighting for 5-minute rounds, you have to pace yourself.
Plus
You
the
just have to.
emotion, Joe, of fighting at home for the first time in a dozen
Sure.
years.
And, you know, we saw, look, Shane Carwin's a guy who's always in great shape. We saw what happened with him and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That first round, he tried to finish him on the ground, went all out, and just had nothing in the second. That is just the way of fighting. If a guy survives that barrage and you punch a lot of elbows and forearms and you don't quite do the damage that you needed to do, but you burn your arms out, then you start that next round and you got lead in your legs. I mean, you see right now the way Vanderlei's trying to connect. I mean, it's possible that he could still recover, but he certainly looks slower.
It would seem unlikely that he's saving it for the 5th and final round. But time will tell if we get there, right? You don't want to give away 2 rounds.
But Rich looks great.
Yep.
Good. Oh, no. And that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Vanderlei, fica lá.
Here we go. How many of these have we seen tonight?
Too many.
Shazam, son. Ooh, the look on his face. That says it all. Oh, and that was not like a toe. That was all shin and foot. What is he doing? What's going on there?
You think I have the answer?
I don't know, I'm just hoping we can keep this conversation going.
Do we want to?
I do.
Weather here's been great. So
Yeah,
you want
I
to be
always-
an ultimate fighter.
That was the thing they always used to tell you in kickboxing when you get hit, to jump up on your heels, but it never made me feel any better. I think it's just to take your eyes off or your mind off the fact that you just got kicked in the balls. Now he's doing sumo exercises. He's gonna just tough it out. Man,
Ready?
that's a terrible feeling, folks. If you've never been hit there, well, if you've never been hit there, you're probably not a boy.
Yeah, and don't try at home. Just over a minute left, so
What a stupid design by Mother Nature.
yeah, unintentional as it was, Joe, that gave Vanderlei a little time to rest while Rich was recovering.
Look at Rich, Muhammad Ali style.
Rich is just evolved in front of our eyes.
Good combo right there.
Remember that. His highlight reel knockout was the straight left of Nate Quarry back in Miami many years ago.
That was just straight nasty.
That back in
Vanderlei with a
November
counter
of
hook.
05.
There's that body kick by Rich again, but Vanderlei countered with a right hand.
That was in Franklin's first defense of his middleweight championship. Final 15 seconds of the 4th round. All Franklin in the 3rd and 4th after Vanderlei almost finished the fight in the 2nd. Vanderlei pushing forward at the end of the round.
I just got sweat in my mouth. Sprayed.
That's not great.
sprayed off them. They're right. They fought right next to us.
For those who say we have the best seat in the house.
Where am I?
Still the best seat. I'll take it.
It is.
Okay.
A little bit of blood, a little bit of sweat.
Dropped you.
I might need an AIDS test, but I'll take it.
You came back. Well, let's give him no excuses. So I want you busy this round, but I want you smart. Okay? I want you setting up off your feints. That buttery jab, we work 1 and 2 to get in. You use it to set up the left hand. See out the kicks when you throw your kicks.
Now you got to win this round. Let's end this fight beautifully. Use your kicks, use your legs. You can take him down too.
That is an exhausted looking Vanderlei Silva.
Yeah. 5th and final round. Franklin outstruck Silva 17-7 in that 4th round. Champion against champion. The former UFC middleweight champion, the former Pride champion.
Let's go, come on.
The final round of the rematch. I have a feeling Franklin's going to need to weather another storm. How much of a storm Vanderlei has left is yet to be determined.
Yeah, if he's got it in him, he's going to bleed it out right now.
There's no question. He will leave it in the octagon.
No question.
And Franklin is well aware of that fact. Big swing and a miss. Franklin's using good head feints prior to his punches. Dancing around. The jab. The work that Rob Radford has done with his boxing, Neil Rowe with his Muay Thai is so visible here tonight.
Good straight left.
Under 4 minutes remain in this fight, our main event of the evening. First fight at home in 12 years for Silva. He wants to leave the victor. Franklin stole the show in Germany. Can he steal it tonight in his native land? The counter by Vanderlei. Arms are heavy here. Franklin set a UFC middleweight record with 127 strikes in his title defense against David Loiseau years ago.
And I believe he fought most of that fight with a broken hand.
Yep, he's at 102 right now for total strikes. Significant strikes, almost at 100 for Franklin. And we term those significant strikes as one that do damage. You know the tornado's coming. You just want to keep moving and keep picking them apart in the process.
This is one of the most, one of the fights where you see the most footwork from Rich Franklin. I'm trying to think of a fight where he moved so well.
There you see the total strikes updated and the head strikes, very even. To the body. We're
Good
past
jab.
the midway point of the fifth and final round.
Stiff jab by Franklin. Vanderlei's got it in him. Now's the time to hit the gas. Good left-right by Franklin.
Under 2 minutes remain in this fight. Franklin with the left, leads with the jab once again. Vanderlei Silva, Rich Franklin, this battle of former champions. It's a coming. 140 left. When Vanderlei explodes wildly, if he has the energy to do it, Franklin looks up at the clock. Franklin could actually finish this fight. Silva pushed forward momentarily. Franklin with that footwork.
You can see Vanderlei gearing up for a big finish.
Yep.
That's it.
There it is, big right hand. 1 minute left. And again with the right. Silva trying to force the action late. Rich wisely circling away from the powerful right hand of Silva. 40 seconds. Vanderlei the big swing. 30 seconds. Franklin snuck a look up at the clock. 20 seconds. 15. 10. Silva with a right hand. Oh! Swinging wildly to the finish. Vanderlei Silva, Rich Franklin.
Rich hit him at the end. The very end, Rich caught him with a straight left.
Joe, I had said earlier, Rich might catch Vanderlei when he goes berserker on him late, and he did.
Wow.
Right as the horn sounded.
Look at that. there's that right hand counter. That's early in the first round. And the second was where Vanderlei hurt Rich, and there it is. There's the right hand that dropped him, and there is the big swarm of punches as he tried to finish, and Rich gamely hung in there. And there's round 3, straight left by Rich, followed by a body lock and an outside trip, takes him down, ground and pound by Rich Franklin. Round 4 was Rich Franklin boxing, moving, shooting that stiff jab and the straight left. And the 5th and final round ended with a wild barrage by both fighters. And Vanderlei landed that counter hook, and this is the end. Look at this wild exchange. And there's the left hand that hurt him.
That man is the king of MMA from the Queen City, Rich Franklin. Bruce Buffer has our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Rich Ace Franklin!
Franklin wins again.